Another day, another altcoin hunt. I'm ready. If you are, let's dive right in. We'll skip the fluff, the intros. We're going to be talking about a chain that basically tries to do everything. And they're connected to a company that, I don't know, whatever. Let's just dive right into it. We're going to be talking about CRO, Cronos. And if you've seen crypto.com ads everywhere, this is their main chain. They do, or they're attempting to do, kind of everything in the space. So EVM L1s, AI agents, NFTs, DeFi, and they still can't flip the top 10 tokens, even with all of this. So that's Cronos. It's basically the crypto Swiss Army knife, sharp, but often kind of dull. So we're going to dive in. We're going to start off with the narrative and vision. They're rolling out a multi-use narrative here. Payments, AI agents, NFTs, gaming. It's basically the metaverse for the next billion is their tagline. On EVM plus Cosmos SDK combo does mean a dev-friendly toolbox, and I'll explain what that means in a second, but it's still tied to crypto.com. So you're buying into a one brand ecosystem more than a decentralized sort of revolution. And I do want to talk about what the EVM Cosmos SDK combo sort of means. EVM part just means that Cronos can run apps built for Ethereum specifically without needing to rewrite the code. The Cosmos SDK means Cronos is also built with Cosmos's tech, which is designed to connect different blockchains together, make them talk to each other. It's like giving a developer a toolbox that works in basically two worlds, which is the ETH ecosystem and the interconnected Cosmos network. And that's pretty much it. So if you believe in crypto.com, this is maybe the token for you. I've seen ads for this. You know, I watch the UFC almost religiously, not as much anymore, unfortunately, because it's just watered down at this point. There's no interesting narratives, but we're not here for talk about MMA. There's a versatile narrative and AI hype here, right? Their ads are all over the place, as I mentioned. There is massive dev compatibility, so that is good, but it feels like a corporate app chain. It is a corporate app chain. It's not a free market network. And the sprawling vision basically risks shallow execution, right? They're trying to do everything. Regardless, the narrative and vision, I'm going to give it a 14 out of 20, and we can move on to the tokenomics and supply. They have a max supply of 97 billion CRO. They rebranded. They used to be called crypto.com coin, which is a terrible name. So the rebrand is good. They do 32 billion in circulation currently. So there is only a market cap of 5 billion, which is interesting, right? It shows that there's serious dilution to the downside. It's used basically, the token itself is used for governance, platform perks, staking, airport lounges, and the metal cards that they advertise all over the place. But those unlocks and perks are more hype than financial moat, in my opinion. So there is a utility-driven perks, which does provide some stickiness. There's a clear capped supply. The FDV is known, all of which are good, but heavy unlock risks do loom. You can see the token unlocks schedule here. I mean, they basically just sort of started. They have a ton of runway to go. And the rewards and pampering kind of feels like fancy marketing and not really value capture. So for that reason, I gave the tokenomics and supply a 12 out of 20. You can see their price has just kind of stagnated in between, 5 cents and 15 cents outside of this one pump to 60 cents. For tech and execution, they did just complete the POS V6 mainnet upgrade, which is basically proof of stake with inter-blockchain communication and zkEVM layer unveiled. They're moving on-chain, diversifying apps. The roadmap is ambitious and mostly functional. It's not vaporware, which matters in this space. A lot of it is vaporware. And we'll talk about a little bit really quick what the POS V6 mainnet upgrade is. It's basically just means that it's faster, it's cheaper, and more energy efficient for the transactions themselves. And the IBC is basically a tech that lets Cronos talks to other blockchains like Cosmos and send assets back and forth, right? So on top of that, they're rolling out zkEVM, which is a new layer that keeps Ethereum style, like smart contracts, fast and private. So they're building real tech here, which is good. And they have a actual team. You can kind of look through their blog and see kind of who's behind it. They don't have an About Us page. Can't really tell where they actually are or who else is on their team, but they have funding behind them. So regardless, for tech and execution, I had to give them a good score. I mean, they have executed. The app is slick. They're doing a lot. They have the cards. I'm going to give it a 16 out of 20, and we can move on to the market structure and liquidity. It is a top 30 crypto. It's got 5 billion in market cap, 50 million in daily trade volume. So it's liquid. There's no worry about that. The ETF and the Trump media ties did spark 18% pumps, and the stock itself is rallying as well. If you need liquidity, this isn't your exit liquidity playground. It is deep, it is tradable, but it leaves a lot to be desired, right? It's prone to hype cycles and sort of leverage driven pumps. Regardless, though, it is a top 30 coin and the liquidity is there. And for that reason, I did give it a high score, 17 out of 20. And we can move on to the last section, exit risk and VC stakes. It's obviously backed by crypto.com. I beat that to death. And that brand is always under the sort of SEC microscope, with the more clearer narrative around crypto governance and regulation from the government, especially in the US, because crypto.com is US based. That is a green light, right? That's a good thing. The remit, though, of 70 billion tokens in 2025 earlier this year triggered outrage, but the price did spike. There are political ties here, but that is also a double-edged sword, right? If you fall out of the limelight for that, or you break the bridges, so to speak, you could be screwed. There's big players basically controlling your fate on this, which I don't necessarily like, and I'm going to give it a score of 11 out of 20. So that gives us a pretty good final score, 70 out of 100. This is a high reward. This is a high risk, high reward play. It's not a cult altcoin. It's a corporate workhorse with deep liquidity and backing. But if crypto.com controls this and liberal tokenomics give you the creeps, probably stay on the sidelines for this one. I wouldn't touch this. I haven't liked any of the recent coins I reviewed, but this is just too corporate for me. It takes away from the whole ethos behind crypto and Bitcoin and everything else associated with it, that it just feels like another cash grab by a corporation. And for that reason, I'm out. This isn't some magic unicorn. It's a corporate beast with all the bells and whistles. And for that reason, I wouldn't touch it. And regardless, I don't think it's going to crack the top 10 anytime soon. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was definitely a more corporate spin on the type of stuff I normally do. And if you made it this far with me, I appreciate you being here. I'm not even going to ask you for it. You know what to do if you enjoyed the video, blah, blah, blah. As always, have a great day out there, and I will see you next time for the next breakdown. Cheers.